makeup of the modern media means that we can now communicate with fans around the world in seconds. But trying to establish what those supporters want from their relationship with us is very difficult. As a small company employing only 800 people, we don't have the resources to establish a presence in each of the areas with substantial numbers of United fans. Our communications team is small, which presents a challenge when considering how to balance the communications resource needs of the team and the manager on the one hand, and with those of the business and staff on the other. The research demonstrates the extent of our support, but we needed to develop a dynamic mechanism for starting a conversation with those fans without having the luxury of a big department. So we've tried to identify key parts of our fan base in order to develop partnerships which allow intellectual property to be shared and fans or customers to be reached and satisfied. We provide the brand and the excitement, and our partners give us the manpower and the opportunities to reach them. The explosion in communications and the media in the last 20 years has made the world a smaller place. And that's great news for organisations like United that have a worldwide fan base. As a club, we see no prospect of that changing. Football is only going to seem bigger as the world gets smaller, and the media, both new and traditional, will continue to provide a platform for people all over the world to begin and develop that emotional attachment to it that is so important. We've invested heavily in a sponsorship sales team and in expanding our partner servicing team to cope with the new sponsors we're taking on board. This provides a single point of contact for partners and helps us and the sponsor to keep a handle on every single communication that's proposed under the partnership, whether it fits in with the agreed strategy and whether the timing is right in team performance terms, which we can advise on, or in local market terms, which is the partner's expertise. If sport was just about winners and losers, statistics on a page, it wouldn't capture the imagination of so many people. It wouldn't ruin your weekend or your Monday morning back at work when your mates are taking the mickey out of you when your team loses. It wouldn't make you sing really, really bad rhymes to really bad tunes that went out of fashion 20 years ago. But it does, and Manchester United captures the essence of that. So we've broadened our horizons. We now have partners in Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Korea, Malaysia, Nigeria, South Africa, India, and many more. We have credit card partners, mobile telephone partners, and even laundry partners in some countries around the world. Our mobile business partners allow us to talk directly to fans across Asia and Africa, while the spread of MUTV has a similar effect. We still have global partners, of course, and lots more of them, with Bullover Watches, Aeroflot, and Yanmar Marine Engines joining our existing sponsors and principal partners like Aon, Nike, and others such as Epson, DHL, and Chevrolet. Our sponsorship expansion has allowed us to bring the excitement and passion of Manchester United literally into the palm of your hand with our mobile telecom deals. And with it comes the benefit to the club of having the certainty that we can talk directly to millions of supporters who have selected themselves as willing to have a conversation with us without that message that we're giving being distorted at the whim of a sports editor desperate to sell papers or attract viewers. We have used the resources at our disposal to create exclusive written and audio-visual content to support partners in their desire to provide customers with something they want to buy. And in turn, those relationships have helped us develop our communications and media strategy in ways that we'd not previously considered. Saudi Telecom launched their MU mobile service in December 2008, and on the back of that, the club launched the Arabic version of its website to join the family of sites now in English, French, Spanish, Mandarin, Japanese, and Korean, which forms the most popular club website in the world, with 83 million impressions and 5 million unique visitors every month. Again, these are valuable ways of using new media to help deliver unaltered messages alongside news, views, and action that bring Old Trafford to the supporter that cannot travel there. As a club, we can bring all the hardware of any modern communication strategy, an extensive database with the names of 32 million known supporters, mobile and TV businesses, and websites, as I alluded to a moment ago, now in 7 foreign languages, with plans for future versions in other tongues. And we provide exclusive content to give partners a chance of raising themselves above the general noise and activity that exists day to day about the club. And believe me, there's a lot of that. Whether we're talking about nearly 37 million Facebook followers on our official page, or the tens of thousands of forum, blogs and groups, Manchester United is the most featured and talked about sporting property on the planet. Our own Facebook page, easy for me to say, our own Facebook page use unique content that we know our fans value, because they tell us and they demonstrate it every day. The way we interact with fans puts us top in sport and among the most active Facebook sites anywhere. That's reflected in the buzz created about the club on the internet. For every article written by us, there are over 300 written about that article and some 10,000 social media posts. Old Trafford may be the heartbeat of Manchester United, but its pulse is felt right around the world. In reality, the self-perpetuating online chat, gossip and opinion creates enough work to keep my small department in emails and calls full time. Indeed, we often find that newspapers and even some 24-hour news broadcasters, increasingly desperate to break what they call news, will use online rumour or allegation as a legitimate source of investigation, which can tie up my resources internally for hours, chasing complete nonsense started on social media with a post from someone sat at home, bored out of their mind, and in a slightly mischievous mood. So the development of a communication strategy that can share time and manpower with blue-chip organisations that have the capacity is essential to allow us to function both as a reactive organisation, in which there is at times an unhealthy level of public interest, and as a proactive one that wants to get closer to the people who follow us all over the world. The success of Manchester United is based around our ability to know and understand our key strengths. We understand that success off the pitch is only possible by investing in success on it. And we understand that in turn, that creates the most powerful communication platform we could hope to build. We put a lot of investment into research. Data is key for us. No matter where you want to take better decisions, be it in sport or in the field of insurance and risk, without building up talent in data analytics, you will struggle to do so. In many cases, that research merely reaffirmed our thoughts, but what it has done is to give us greater clarity and focus. We've been able to accept our limitations as a $500 million company, while being able to recognise the opportunities that are presented by partnering with blue-chip companies in individual locations around the world. We're now in touch directly with millions of our fans around the world on a daily basis. We provide them with exclusive news, interviews and features, and we bring them all the action from their favourite club. And we're able to do this with a small communications team because, as I hope the people on Table 10 would verify, we view our sponsors as genuine partners. They benefit from access to the brand, of course, but they also benefit from the synergy that results from us working together, sparking ideas off each other, and trying to think of new and creative ways of delivering the information and services that our fans, their customers, really want. I spoke earlier of innovation, youth and passion as the defining facets of Manchester United's essence. Those characteristics are the driving force behind this strategy. Manchester United is, I would contend, one of the UK's greatest exports. It's very much like the city of Manchester itself. It's a club that has a very strong sense of its heritage. It's a very proud organisation. It's a club that's shown itself capable of overcoming adversity and embracing change. It's one that's comfortable with itself, knows exactly where it's come from and exactly where it wants to get to. It's a team that constantly looks for new ways of challenging itself and doing business and enjoys its role in the game and wider society. Finding new ways of communicating with a growing section of our fan base is a challenge we accept. Our way may not be the right way for other clubs or indeed other businesses, but for us and for our partners, it delivers real benefits and lasting relationships which help us to stay in contention for the game's major honours. And in the end, that's what a football club should be all about.